welcome to this video session. My name is Samuel Dominic Chukwuemeka, aka Sam Dom for Peace. In this video session, we shall discuss relations, and this will be part one of the video. So we shall have part two at least. Please, before you continue with this video, it is recommended that you have viewed at least the first video on relations and functions. So if you get on my website under the algebra section of mathematics, relations and functions, the first video, to have an understanding of what relations mean, okay? Domain, range, and other terms used in relations and functions. So with this video, we shall continue the study, okay, on relations. We shall now focus on relations. So from what we defined as relations in that video, we say that a relation is a set of ordered pairs. That's what we discussed in that video. So a relation is a set of ordered pairs. For each input, you have an output. For each dependent variable, you have an independent variable. For each independent variable, input is the x, output is the y. Then dependent variable is the y. For each independent variable, you have a dependent variable. For each explanatory variable, if you bring it to statistics, for each explanatory variable, you have a response variable. You bring it to philosophy, cause and effect, okay? For each cause, you have an effect. So you see the kind of relation. It is just a set of ordered pairs. Input, output, independent variable, dependent variable, explanatory variable or predictor variable. That is in statistics. Then the y will be the response variable. Okay? Now, in discrete math, this is now coming to discrete math, studying relations. Why do we even have to learn relations? Why do we have to study this topic? And we're going to focus more on binary relations. Binary relations being relationship between the elements of two sets, okay, a two-way relationship. So you look at some communication signals, two-way communication signals. Send, receive. You send signal, you receive signal, right? That is a binary relation. You look at some project scheduling, project management, in the field of project management, whereby you have the vertices, the nodes, and then you have the edges. Project scheduling. Some phase of the project cannot be done unless this phase is done. Some phases of the project are interconnected. You can't do this phase unless you do this phase, or you can't do this other phase unless you do this phase. So project scheduling or project management is also a binary relation. You look at sometimes flights, the flight routes among cities, two cities. What are the routing flights? The flight routes. So in discrete mathematics and even in computer programs, we see some of these applications of relations. Okay, it could be binary, which is two. It could be among elements of three sets or multiple sets. In that case, we call it n-array. N-array. We shall not talk about those. We shall focus more on binary relation in this video. Okay, later we can talk about n-array. but for now we shall focus on binary. So we see applications of relations in communication networks, in route of flights or directions of flights, in project scheduling. So some of the applications, those are some of the applications of relations. In this video we shall talk about, let's look at some terms we shall talk about. Let us look at some basic terms in this video. We shall talk about a Cartesian product. We mentioned this in sets. But we shall just talk about it again here, because we say a relation is a set of ordered pairs. So a relation is a set of ordered pairs. Okay, so we're still back on sets. So Cartesian product. We shall talk about a relation, binary relation. That is our main focus. Then we shall look at some of the ways we can represent binary relations. Okay, we shall look at the representation of binary relations. And under this we shall look at a matrix representation. Okay, representing it, we shall look at representation as a set. Okay, of course that is the basic one. We shall look at as a matrix. So we have done matrices. So we shall look at that again. Then we shall look at it as a digraph, what we call a directed graph, or what we say digraph. Okay, and under this digraph, we shall look at the vertices and the edges. Okay, and then we shall also solve some examples. Okay, solve problems involving this. So let us do this here in this part 1. Part 2 we can talk about the properties. Okay, we can talk about the properties of relations, properties of binary relations. All right, so Cartesian product. What is Cartesian? You can write. Okay? We talked about this in sets. We shall also talk about it now. Cartesian product. A cross B. This is what we call Cartesian product. A cross B. It's read as A cross B. It is known as Cartesian product. So this is a set of all ordered pairs. Excuse me. Okay. It is a set of all ordered pairs. All ordered pairs. AB. Okay. Set of all ordered pairs. Parenthesis AB. Such that A is an element of epsilon. We talked about it in sets. Such that A is an element of A, and then B is an element of B. So that is what we mean by a Cartesian product, A cross B. Okay, A cross B. Binary relation is just a subset of the Cartesian product. Binary relation is a subset of the Cartesian product. Subset of the Cartesian product, A cross B. So what I mean by subset is just, it is a set of ordered pairs. Okay? Binary relation, let's say binary relation from set A to set B. From set A to set B is a subset of A cross B. Okay? It's a subset of A cross B, which means it is also a set. It is also a set of ordered pairs. Of ordered pair AB. Okay? Such that A lowercase a is an element of the set uppercase A, and lowercase b, the element, is an element of the set uppercase B. Okay? For this topic and for subsequent topics, let us denote it, denoted by R. Let's denote it by R. Unless otherwise, but let's just denote it by R. Uppercase R. So when I say ARB, I'm just saying A relation B. Okay? Just saying A relation B. And you can see binary, bilateral, bi is two, binomial, a polynomial of two terms, binomial, bilateral, talk between two nations or two people, bilateral talks. Okay? I don't want to say I don't want to say another one, but bi. Okay, so all right. So that is what we mean by binary relation. It is a relationship between the elements of two sets. Okay, relationship between the elements of two sets. You can also say that relationship between the elements of two sets. Okay. Now, sometimes we might not have two sets. Sometimes we might not. Sometimes we might just have a set. Okay, we might just have a set. So we could actually say relationship between two elements of a set. We could also have that. Okay, we could also say, or you can also say, and or the relationship between two elements of a set. Two elements of a set. Yeah, but it still talks about two things. It still talks about two things because of the word binary relation. Okay, and we just did binary conversion, that's base 2. Okay, bilateral, binomial, and the rest of them. So that is what we mean by binary relation in essence. Okay, we know that if we are comparing two sets, if we are given two sets, okay, then the elements must be there. Sometimes they give us the set and they give us the relation, and then they ask us questions based on that. Okay, so let us, this is just an idea, the concept of what Cartesian product and binary relation is all about. Let us do some problems, and then we can go to representation of binary relations. Okay, let's do some questions. So here I have question 1. I have some questions already, and we shall be working from those questions. Question 1. For A to B, we have the set, love, peace, hope. Okay? A is the set of that, and B is 1, 3, 7, 10. All right. It says here, how many elements are in A cross B? How many elements are in A cross B? So, number of elements in A cross B, you can just say, cardinality of A times cardinality of B. A cross B. How many elements are in A cross B? So you can just say cardinality of A times the cardinality of B. Cardinality of A is 4. Sorry, 3. I'm sorry, 3. the number of elements in set A. And then cardinality of B is 4. So this is 3 times 4, and that gives you 12. 12. Alright? Now the next question, question B, is list the elements of A cross B. List the elements of A cross B. Question B, list the elements of A cross B. So A cross B would be, now this is a set, so I'm going to write braces. I'm going to put braces because it's a set. So this is a set of all possible ordered pairs. Let's say all possible ordered pairs. Please, put it in that definition, please. A set of all possible ordered pairs, parenthesis A, comma B. Okay, I don't think I put it in the definition, so go ahead and put it, please. A set of all possible ordered pairs. Okay, that is A cross B. So let's look at that. We find love, comma, 1. Right? All possible ordered pairs. We have, comma, we have love, comma, 3. We have love, comma, 7. We have love, comma, 10. Okay, I'm going to close this. Comma. Then we have peace, comma, 1, comma, peace, comma, 3, comma, peace, comma, 7, and then parenthesis peace, comma, 10. Yeah. Please make sure you put set of all possible ordered pairs. The Cartesian product of two sets, okay, read as A cross B, is the set of all possible ordered pairs, parenthesis, small a, comma, small b, those parentheses, such that small a is an element of set A and small b is an element of set B. A set of all possible ordered pairs. So please, in that definition I wrote, please put set of all possible ordered pairs. Okay? The rest are okay. So we have piece 1, piece 3, piece 7, piece 10. Then we now have hope, comma 1, hope, comma 3, hope, comma 7, and then hope, comma 10. And that's it. And if you count it, if you count the cardinality of A cross B, if you count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it still gives you 12, and that's it. Cardinality of A cross B. Okay? Alright, question 2. Let's do question 2. It says here, let set A be the set of all positive integers. So this is the way you write it, all positive integers. Some textbooks might write it this way. Some textbooks might write it this way. All positive integers. Okay, let A be the set of positive integers. And let arrow, and let the arrow, the relation, let arrow be the relation defined by, A relation B equal to A relation B, if and only if, okay, if and only if 2A is less than 3B plus 5. If and only if 2A is less than 3B plus 5. A, give two ordered pairs that belong to R. Give two ordered pairs that belong to this relation. And then B, give two ordered pairs that do not belong to R. Give two ordered pairs that do not belong to R. Okay, so in this case you see they gave us one set. Okay, set A. But set A is the set of all positive integers. So we have a relation between any two elements of that set. Okay. So it could be two elements from two different sets, or it could be two elements from the same set. If we look at the set of all positive integers, I'm gonna just list from 1 to 10, okay, and then I will say A will now be a set of positive integers. So this is not non-negative integers. What is the difference between positive integers and non-negative integers? What is the difference? So positive integers are just the counting integers. Numbers you can count, the positive part, excluding 0. 0 is not included. Okay? Counting numbers. Then without the 0, the positive integers is without the 0. But the non-negative integers include 0. Non-negative, because 0 is neither positive nor negative. So non-negative includes 0, but positive integers does not include 0. So this is 1, 2, 3. An integer is a whole number, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ellipses up to infinity. Up to infinity. Alright, so I'm gonna just use any, let me pick 1 and 2. Let me pick, say I pick 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, this means that A is 1 and B is 2. That is what it means. Okay? 2 times 1. Is it equal to, is it less than, you see what I just did? I put, because I'm asking a question, so I put a question mark on top. 2 times 1. Is it less than 3 times 2 plus 5? Okay, let's see. So 2 times 1 is what? 2. Is this less than 3 times 2, 6 plus 5? And we see that 2 is less than 11. So this works because we want it such that the relation is defined if and only if 2 times A is less than 3B plus 5. So this one works. So I'm just going to come here and my answer here will be 1 and 2 is one of them. Okay? And if I do 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, even if I do 2, 5, so I do 3, 5. Let me do 3, 5. So this means that A is 3, B is 5. So is 2 times 3, is it less than 3 times 5 plus 5? So 2 times 3 is 6. Is 6 less than 3 times 5, 15 plus 5. And yes, 6 is less than 20. So yes, 3 and 5 will work. 3 and 5. So I put comma 3 and 5. And for the ones that do not belong, these ones belong, is so many that can belong to R. The ones that do not belong should be kind of reverse. Okay? Let's see. If I say I have 2 and 1. So in this case, A is 2 and B is 1. So 2 times 2, is it less than 3 times 1 plus 5? So 2 times 2 is 4. Is 4 less than 3 plus 5? Yeah, 4 is less than 8. So this works. Okay, this one works. But let me say, let's see. If I say, if I say 5 and 2, 2 times 5, 10, 3 times 2, 6, yeah. If I say maybe 7 and 1, yeah. If I say 7 and 1, if I say 7 and 1, so A is 7, B is 1. So 2 times 7, is it less than 3 times 1 plus 5? 2 times 7 is what? 14. 14, is it less than 3 plus 5? So 14 is not less than 8. 14 is not less than 8. Okay? 14 is not less than 8. So 7 and 1 will work. And another one that can work might be 12 and 3. 2 times 12, 24. 3 times 3, 9 plus 5, 14. Yeah. 12 and 3 will work. Because then you have it like, say you have 12 and 3. Say you have 12 and 3. So this means that A is 12, B is 3. So 2 times 12. Is it less than 3 times 3 plus 5? 2 times 12 is 24. Is 24 less than 3 times 3, 9 plus 5? Is 24 is not less than 14. So 12 and 3 is another one. 12 and 3. Okay? And that is question 2. That's it. Our next question is question 3. Question 3, we have here, let set A be the set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And is equal to B. Define a relation R as A relation B if and only if. When you have IFF, it means if and only if. IFF. It means if and only if. So the question says, define a relation R as A relation B if and only if A plus B is less than 7. Then it says, find the domain, find the first one, domain of the relation. Second one, range of the relation. Third question, matrix representation of the relation. Matrix representation of the relation, and digraph of the relation. Digraph of the relation. All right, folks, let's solve this problem. So we have our A and our B. The set A, let's write everything out. A is a set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that is set A. And set B is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's now define let's get our relation. So our relation, I'm gonna have our relation is a set of the ordered pairs. So let's see. Let me kind of have more room for that. Okay, relation will be a set of ordered pairs. And this is the rule here. If and only if A plus B is less than 7. So let's start with 1. 1 and 1. 1 from A, is set of AB, where A is an element of set A and B is an element of set B. Lowercase a is the element. Uppercase A is the set. Of course, we represent sets by uppercase, and we represent the elements of a set in lowercase. Okay, we represent the set in uppercase, and then the elements of the set in lowercase. So 1 plus 1, we start with 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 is less than 7. Okay? 2 is less than 7. So 1 from A, 1 from B. 2 is less than 7. So this works. So 1 and 1 works. 1 comma 1 works. Okay? Then let's get 1 and 2. 1 from A, 2 from B. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is less than 7. So this works. This works also. So we have 1 comma 2 comma. We get 1 plus 3, 1 and 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 is less than 7. So this works. We have 1 comma 3. We put a comma. We have 1 and 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 is less than 7. So 1 and 4 works too. Okay? 1 and 4. Comma. We get 1 from A and 5 from B. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 is less than 7. 1 and 5 works. Okay? I put a comma. And let me go ahead and close this set here. Okay? I gotta close this. But I've not finished. I just want to close the set. I'm still listing though. Then we get 1 from A and 6 from B. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is not less than 7. 7 is not less than 7. 7 is equal to 7. So no, this will not work. This will not work, no. Okay, it will not work, no. Then we get, we stop there, we don't need to waste our time. 1 and 7, because that is 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 is not less than 7. 8 is actually greater than 7. So no, this will not work. Then we get 2 from A and 1 from B. Okay? 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 is less than 7. So this works. We have 2 and 1. We get 2 from A and 2 from B. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 is less than 7. This works. We have 2 and 2. Okay? 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 is less than 7. So 2 and 3 would work. 2 and 3 would work. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 is less than 7. So 2 and 4 will work. Okay? 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, let's not worry about that. Then we do 3 and 1. We have 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 is less than 7. 3 and 1 will work. We have 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 is less than 7. So 3 and 2 would work. We have 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 is less than 7. 3 and 3 would work. 3 plus 4, we forget about that. Then we have 4. We now get 4 from A and 1 from B. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is less than 7. So 4 and 1 would work. Right? Then we get 4 from A and 2 from B. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is less than 7. So 4 and 2 would work. 4 plus 3 is 7. No, we forget that. We forget it because 7 is not less than 7. Now we get 5 from A and 1 from B. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 is less than 7. So we have 5 and 1. That would work. 5 plus 2, no. Then 6 plus 1, 7, no. So this is the relation here. This is the relation right here. Okay? That is the relation here. Now, what is the domain of the relation? The domain of R relation would be, the domain is also a set. So we have to use braces. Okay? Anytime we have a set, we have to use braces. Not parent, in this case, the domain is also a set, so we use braces. Braces. That's this. When we did relations, that first video, if a relation is expressed as a set, then the domain is the first, because if it's expressed as a set, it's a set of ordered pairs. A relation is a set of ordered pairs, and in the ordered pair, the first component is the domain. Then the second component is the range. Okay? The first component of the ordered pair, of each ordered pair, is the domain. And the second component of that ordered pair is the range. So the domain here, we see 1, and we don't have to repeat it. We have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. We have 3, 3, 3. We have 4, and we have 5. So the domain is a set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the range of the relation, range of R, will be the second component. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. So as you can see, and we then repeat those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So this is our domain, this is the range of the relation. Right? The next question says matrix representation of R. So let's look at how we can put this matrices form, matrix representation of R. If A is a set of 7 elements, B is a set of 7 elements. So we're gonna use that. The technique here, relation, you can also represent relation. I know when we, in that first video on relations and functions, we listed, I think about 5 ways of representing relations and functions in that video. But that is algebra. That is under algebra. That's under algebra or pre-calculus algebra. In discrete math, this is discrete math. This is discrete math. So in discrete math, we are looking at 2 other ways. We're going to discuss 2 other ways of representing relations. One of them is a matrix representation of R. Please, I expect that we have done matrices already, so you know a matrix is a rectangular array of things, elements, numbers, and the rest of them. But when we use matrices to represent relations, okay, some textbooks will say 0, 1 matrices. they will call it a 0, 1, 0-1 matrix representation. Matrix representations. When we use matrices to represent relations, the elements of the matrices will have to be zeros and ones. Okay, zeros and ones. So, why and how? Why? This matrix representation is the one that is mainly used in programming, computer programming. And just look at it as your Boolean algebra. When you talk of Boolean algebra, or when we just did binary arithmetic, we just did binary basis, 0 and 1, that's base 2. Okay, zeros and ones. 0 meaning off is 0 and on is 1. Just like your Boolean algebra, which you see in your electronic devices. Sometimes you see it like this, 0 and you have 1 like this. Even in your switches, your cell phone, your your computers, sometimes you have it this way, like this. So, just like a Boolean algebra. When we bring it to matrices, if we look at the A and B, if the ordered pair is in the relation, we put 1, which means it's on. Okay, if the ordered pair, we look at we put matrix A and we put matrix B. Then we begin to look at the ordered pairs. AB. If AB is in the relation, we put 1. If AB is an element of the relation, okay, we put 1. Assign 1. We put 1. Now, if AB is not an element of the relation, if it's not an element of the relation, we put 0. That's the way we do it. We put 0. So we're going to put A and then B, and then we begin to, we can now write the matrix representation of this relation. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it right here. So this would be, I'm going to come here, let me just let me kind of draw the matrix here. I will have here as my A, okay? So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You must not put this. You must not. I'm just trying to show you an easy way of doing it. The main thing is the matrix. Okay, the main thing is the matrix. We will put A here. And we put B here. Okay, we put B here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to close this matrix. So the main thing is what is here. That is the main thing. What I just wrote out here is just to explain it to you so that you can understand it. Whenever we have matrix representation of relation, we want to put the first guy here and the other guy here, because it's a binary relation. Okay, binary relation. It could be on elements of 2 sets, or it could be 2 elements of the same set. But we put the first guy here and the second guy here. Okay, so 1, 1. We look at 1, 1. 1, 1. Is 1, 1 there? Because 1, 1. We see, we begin here. A and B. Okay? So, 1, 1 is here. And then it is in that relation, so we put 1. Let me use yellow. Let me use yellow color. So, this is the main thing they need. This is actually the main thing they need here. Okay? So 1, 1 is there, we put 1, yes. 1, 2 is there, we put 1. It's in the relation, yes, we put 1. 1, 3 is in the relation, we put 1. 1, 4 is in the relation, we put 1. 1, 5 is in the relation, we put 1. 1, 6 is not in the relation, we put 0. 1, 7 is not in the relation, we put 0. Okay? 2, 1 is in the relation, we put 1. 2, 2 is in the relation, we put 1. 2, 3 is in the relation, we put 1. 2, 4 is in the relation, we put 1. 2, 5 is not in the relation, we put 0. 2, 6 is not in the relation, we put 0. 2, 7 is not in the relation, we put 0. Comprendez? Comprenez-vous? 3, 1 is in the relation, we put 1. 3, 2 is in the relation, we put 1. 3, 3 is in the relation, we put 1. 3, 4 is not in the relation, we put 0. 3, 5 is not in the relation, we put 0. 3, 6 is not there, we put 0, then 3, 7, 0. 4, 1 is in the relation, we put 1. 4, 2 is in the relation, we put 1. And then the rest here becomes 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 5, 1 is in the relation, we put 1. And the rest becomes 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And that is your matrix representation of B. That is it right here. Matrix representation of the relation, of R. Okay? Then the next one, the next question there was the digraph of R. Digraph of R. So a digraph, what is a digraph? A digraph, or what we call directed graph. Digraph, also known as directed graph. Directed graph. Okay? You can take down, you can write. So a digraph consists of vertices, what we call vertices, or nodes. It's another way. Okay, right, okay. A digraph is another way to represent relations. Okay? Or you can say it's a pictorial representation of a relation. Pictorial representation. Okay? is another way to represent relations, like some folks like a picture, and that's what a digraph is about. It consists of vertices. Those vertices, we also call them nodes, okay? And edges. Those edges, we call them arcs, okay? Vertices or nodes, and edges or arcs. That is what a digraph is. It has vertices and it has edges. Or it has nodes and it has arcs. The elements of the set are the vertices, while the other pairs are the edges. Okay? Elements of the set are the vertices, or nodes. And then the other pairs are the nodes, are the edges, The other pairs are the edges. Okay? The other pairs are the edges. So if you look at this now, like something like A, if you see that A is a vertex. But if you have A, B, other pair, this is edge. A is a vertex, B is a vertex. Okay? The element itself are the vertices. The elements itself. Then the other pairs are the edges. So the other pairs are the edges. So you see here, A is a vertex, B is a vertex. Okay, now, if we have something like this, A is actually called the initial vertex of the edge. Okay? And then B is the terminal vertex of the edge. So if we bring this further down in AB, A is the initial vertex. Initial vertex of the edge. Okay, of the edge AB. And then B is the terminal vertex. Terminal vertex of the edge AB. Of the edge A, comma B. Okay, the elements are the vertices and the other pairs are the edges. Alright folks, let us now draw a digraph of this. So we just say that a digraph is a pictorial representation of a relation that has vertices and edges. The vertices are the elements of the relation. Okay? And the edges are the other pairs of the relation. So we have 7 elements in A and in B. Okay, in A and in B we have 7 elements. That's fine. Let's draw those 7 elements. We could also say elements of the set are the vertices of this set. We have at least 2 sets, and we form the relation here. We want to now see a pictorial representation of this relation using a digraph, okay, or directed graph. And so let's see here if I have 7 elements. Let me go ahead and because I need space. I need space. So let me go ahead and kind of have the elements are the nodes. Okay, I have 1. Let me have 2 here, 2, and you could just do it in a way that is easier for you. Look at this relation here. 1 and 1 is by itself, and that reminds me, please take down before we continue. When you have a vertex that has an edge back to itself, okay? When you have a vertex that has an edge back to itself, just like you see 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, okay? We will do that in reflexivity, reflexive property of relations. So when you have a vertex that has an edge back to itself, it's called a loop, Okay, it's called a loop. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. These are loops. We call them loops. Some textbooks might say cycle of length 1. I mean, some textbooks might write just cycle of length 1. But we call them loops. When you have an edge, when you have a vertex that has an edge back to itself, it's called a loop. So, you know, there is no specific way to draw this digraph. We just want to draw it well. We see that 1 relates to 1, relates to 2, relates to 3, relates to 4, relates to 5. Okay, 1 relates to all these. So we can have maybe something that looks like this. Let's have like our 1 here. 1 relates to 2. Let me have 1 here. 1 relates to 2. 1 relates to 3. 1 relates to 4. 1 relates to 5. 1 relates to 5. Does 2 relate to 5? No. Okay. So we can have, let me push this here. I'll put 3 here, and then 2 relates to 4, but not to 5. So I can put my 4 around here to bring it. Now with digraphs, we don't want the edges to cross themselves. No, we don't want that in digraphs. Okay. So 1 relates to 2, 1 relates to 3, 1 relates to 4, 1 but 2 does not. 1 relates to 5, 2 relates to 4, but 2 does not relate to 5. So I can easily do like this. Now 1 relates to 5, so let me put my 5 around here, like here. Okay, and then 6 and 7, I can just put them right here. Nobody relates to them anyway, so I can just put 6 and 7 here. Alright, so there is no specific way, it's just do it well, okay? So 1 relates to 1, so I have a loop here. I'm going to use yellow chalk. So 1 relates to 1, so 1, 1 is a loop. Okay? Actually, let me, because I don't want it to interfere. To interfere. So let me just draw the loop like here. 1 relates to 1. Here. 1 relates to 2. So I have here. With a digraph, you see, if you have 1, 1, 1 is the initial vertex of the edge. And 1 also is the terminal vertex of the edge. So with 1, 1, you have a loop. Now with 1, 2, 1 is the initial vertex of the edge, and 2 is the terminal vertex of the edge. So 1 comes first, it starts from 1 and ends at 2. 1, 3, it starts from 1 and ends at 3. 1 is the initial vertex of that edge, and 3 is the terminal vertex of the edge. You have 1, 4, so I draw this here. At the terminal vertex, you put an arrow. Initial vertex, no arrow. Terminal vertex, you put an arrow. Then I have 1, 5. So from here, 1 to 5. Okay? Edges or arcs. It mustn't be straight. Okay? It's called edges or arcs. Alright, I finished with 1. Now 2 to 1. So 2 is the initial vertex, and then 1 is the terminal vertex. 2, 1 means 2 is the initial vertex of the edge, and 1 is the terminal vertex of the edge. So 2 relates to 1, starts from 2 and goes to 1. Let me put it like this. Okay? Then 2, 2. This is a loop. I put it like a loop. 2, 3. Starts from 2, ends at 3. 2, 4. Okay? Starts from 2, ends at 4. 3, 1. Starts from 3, ends at 1. 3, 2. 3, 2. Starts from 3, ends at 2. Okay? 3, 3. There's a loop here. A loop. I'll put a loop here. 3, 3. Then 4, 1. Starts from 4. Starts at 4. Ends at 1. 4, 1. 4, 2. Starts from 4. Ends at 2. Okay, it mustn't be straight. It could be like this. They are all edges or arcs. 4, 2. Then 5, 1. 5, 1. I'm gonna now put it like this. Starts from 5. Ends at 1. Okay. 6 and 7. Nothing is related to them. Now, how do you know that you did this well? How? Because sometimes you might miss stuff. You might miss something. So how do you know that you did it well? So let's look at each vertex. Let's look at each vertex. Vertices. And for each one, for each of the vertices, let's find how many arrows are, whereby that vertex is the initial vertex of the edge. We can either do initial or we can do the terminal. It doesn't matter. But let's look at vertices. In this case, let's do initial. Initial meaning there is no arrow. There is no arrow pointing towards it. No arrow pointing towards it. Rather, it's moving. Okay? Rather, it's moving from that initial vertex. So, if we look at 1, we have 1 is a loop. I know that, let's not count the arrow pointing towards it. Let's just look at it from initial. So, we have here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And if you look at this here, you see that 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Plus, we look at 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4. Okay? Later we add it up. Then we look at 3, we have 1, 2, 3. 3. We look at 4, we have 1, 2. We look at 5, we have 1. Of course, 6 is 0, 7 is 0. So add this up. 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. 5 plus 4, 9. plus 3, 12, plus 2, 14, plus 1, 15. Now let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Okay? And even if you want to do it final, terminal, okay, vertices, you can still do it. If you want to do it terminal, vertices, terminal. Like, you know how many elements are in the relation? Like how many sets of, how many elements are in the relation? How many sets of ordered pairs are in the relation? How many sets of ordered pairs? So even if they give you a diagram and they ask you how many sets of ordered pairs are in a relation, you could just do it by vertices initial or vertices final or vertices terminal, okay, terminal vertex of the edge. So if we do one, this one is the arrows that point towards it. Arrows that point towards it. Okay, so we have one is a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. 2 will give us 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 3 will give us 1, 2, 3. 3. 4 will give us 1, 2. 2. 5 will give us 1. 6 is 0, 7 is 0. And it's still the same thing. Okay? Just to know. So even if you're given a directed graph and asked how many sets of ordered pairs, how many ordered pairs are in that relation, then you could just count it either with the initial vertex, look for the initial and add the whole thing up, or you can do it terminal. Initial vertex, look for the terminal. Initial is whereby no arrow is pointing towards it. Okay? Terminal is whereby arrows are pointing towards it. Okay, we shall stop here. Please watch out for other videos on relations. Thank you, and you have a good